Also going to play a couple of things that have been happening, including Sal's weird pronunciations from the wrap-up show.
All right.
How's a guy who's Italian say the word, you know the word villa?
Yeah.
I have a villa in France,
Sure.
perhaps you'd say. He calls it a villa.
Like Bob Vila?
A villa.
Again, Sal's family is way more like from Italy than mine. I'm like 3 generations, but I've never. Maybe he's right with the pronunciation.
No,
I've never.
Artie, don't take me in that direction. Sal's right with the pronunciation.
No, I'm saying Vila sounds. I don't know. Maybe in some parts of Italy, that's
what are you fucking kidding me? There's no such word.
Howard, I hate to say this.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
But listen to Sal from the West.
In Italian,
get out of here. You're in America, asshole.
Yeah, but
I don't live in Israel. What the fuck are you? First of all, I'll tell you what.
When you go to Italy, you don't say villa. They would look at you like
you're
you're
America. You're not from Italy. You didn't grow up in Italy. You've never been in Italy.
Right.
I've been to Italy.
Yeah, okay.
My dad moved me there right out of high school. I had
That's where you learned to say, this guy, are you kidding me? You know what? You got to hear, I'll play you 2 things. Forget Sal being an idiot with the word villa.
Okay.
Listen to this. This is from the wrap-up show. He's complaining about you a couple of days ago, and this is don't get caught up in what the content is. Just listen to this word. Listen to it. Just listen to this. Listen to this guy. I don't know what the
So
hell.
you don't think she came to vent? You think she came because she knows you're trying to lose weight and you're a possible new candidate for the way she's done it? You think it was a recruiting trip?
I think it was a combination of both. One, she was offended because she's so devout to this thing. You know, she's so dedicated to this fakakta diet. But secondly, she saw somebody who wants to do something better for themselves and better for their body, and she saw an opportunity to kind of get me involved in her, Jim, what's that guy? Jim Davis, the Kool-Aid drinker guy, in that, what do they call cult?
Jim Jones.
And the Jim Jones,
Sorry.
Jim Jones liquid diet occult, I guess. I don't know.
He had a diet cult?
That's what you said? Diet occult.
Do you remember what that whole Jim Jones thing was about?
Yeah. He had an occult. He gave all these people Kool-Aid and they dropped dead.
Wait, he had what?
He had an.
I didn't hear you because JD was laughing. Seriously.
He had I don't know if I'm saying. I'm not. Apparently, I'm not saying the word right. He had a group of people that followed him. He was this leader of some sort.
Right.
And he had them convinced that the government was no good and society wasn't right, and that they should abide by his rules. And he had this occult. I think it's called an occult.
Right.
And he told them to drink the Kool-Aid, and once they drank the Kool-Aid, they would go to a better place. No different than that wacko with the purple triangles where they all cut their balls off and died in bunk beds.
So in Italy, they say a cult?
They say, where did you get that one from?
Yeah. How'd you learn how to say that wrong?
Well, a cult. I heard then it was cult, not a cult, but an occult is, I think it's a combination. It's like satanic groups. They're occults. But I thought it's the same thing. It's as long as it's a group
Sal,
of weird people.
do you ever read? Do you ever like take an interest in anything?
Ever consult the dictionary?
No.
Sal, when people are saying occult, they're not saying occult. They're saying a, and then a word C-U-L-T, cult.
A cult.
And then there is the occult.
The occult or occult is holy cow! I can't
When I
believe
see occult, O-C-C-O-U-L-T, whatever it is, and you hear people saying occult, I'm always thinking it's occult.
No, yeah.
I never distinguish the difference between a cult and a cult. When you
holy cow! Where did you grow up, man? And don't give me this bullshit.
I grew up in Holbrook.
Villa because you were in Italy.
Yeah, because when you're in Italy, they're
Okay.
like, come to my villa.
Oh, bullshit.
But you're so Americanized.
You know who says that? You know who says that? Like from Transylvania. I want you to come to my villa.
Yeah.
But let's just say they do say that. You're so much more Americanized.
Right.
You would say
He's from America.
Yeah,
He grew up in Italy.
You're from Long
All right,
Island.
here's Sal on
In
the
Long
wrap-up
Island,
show.
they say occult.
Here's Sal from the wrap-up show yesterday. Listen to this guy.
Sal, you had some suggestions that Howard liked, actually, for Pete.
Yeah, well, the first thing, rule number one, you lie. You lie your brains out. Because women love men who are successful. So you have to play the success card. You have to paint the big picture. 90% of the time, a woman is not going to be attracted to the average guy right off the bat. But if you give her a reason, like you have a mansion, like you have a place in the Hamptons, like you have a villa in Italy, stuff that most likely she won't see.
Where do you have in Italy?
I have a villa in Italy.
A villa. You've heard of a vila.
That's the best. I have a vila.
You're retarded.
When Gary said, "What do you have in Italy?" I thought he was saying like, "You're really exaggerating." You
I've never seen a guy,
possibly-
because you seem like a bright guy to me. Honestly, you do.
I am. I think I'm a bright guy, but in
Yeah.
Italy they say villa. They say "Bene sta villa qua."
So I'm going to throw a little dinner party, not a little dinner party, but a big dinner party for the crew here for Christmas.
Thank you. Am
And
I
you're
invited?
yes, you're invited with your wife. Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, with her, I have no choice.
Right. She keeps you subdued.
I'm like Terry Schiavo around her.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
You're like, you mean you're like a person who's in a coma in a bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wishes he was in one.
Yeah. How's the marriage going?
Good. Good.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, you know.
Getting some sex?
Yeah, I guess so, you know.
When's the last time?
Bullshit, man. I don't know. We had it not too long ago, but I once complained that every time I want to get laid, she says my breath smells like shit. You know, I know this girl.
Your
20,
breath?
Yeah, I know this girl 20 years. My breath never smelled. All of a sudden, after a while, she takes a disliking to me. It's like the shit fairy comes down and dumps a load in my mouth as soon as
Yeah.
I get an erection.
And can't you just brush your teeth and do some mouthwash and then you'll be fine, right?
Yeah,
She just hates you. She just like can't stand the sight of you, the smell of you.
But we had what happened was we had sex.
Right.
And I didn't brush my teeth, and she didn't say anything, and I was like really happy. I'm like, wow, it was good sex, you know.
Right.
And the next day we got into an argument. She was down to her last glass of wine.
Right.
So I said, fuck it. She went downstairs to do the laundry. I was polishing off the wine. I said, well, maybe I'll fuck it. I'll finish this wine.
Right.
So she comes upstairs. She says, you were the most rude and considerate piece of shit I've ever known. I go, why? She goes, you took my wine. I go, well, you were downstairs doing the laundry. Wouldn't you take the wine with you to do the laundry? That was a sign that you didn't want any more wine.
Right.
And she goes, you know what? I just can't stand here. And she goes, and by the way, your breath smelled like shit the other night when we had sex. She goes, I didn't want to say anything because you're going to go on the air and blab off your fucking mouth again. She goes, and it stunk like shit. I'm like, all right.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I still have bad breath during
Ay
sex.
vey.
You know, could it be that midget Dominic that shits in Beetlejuice's
so.
diaper,
I think
shitting
so.
in your mouth?
Wow.
But in spite of all that, things are
I mean,
pretty
that's
good.
such a. First of all, you're arguing about something else, and then she just drops the bomb on you that your breath smells like shit.
Yeah, she went beneath the
Yeah, and let her tell you during sex. Fine, you'll go brush your teeth. Who cares?
You know what? At this point, it's not worth getting up to brush my teeth. I'd rather roll over.
Right.
You know?
That's when you know some of the sparks gone. Because when it's if you're horny enough, you'll go brush that teeth. Real
Wow.
quick.
Is sex
Right.
not good?
You know?
He's right.
Is sex good?
Is the sex not good? I mean,
It's good, but, you know, I could just go into the computer room when she passes out and toss one off like I do.
you'd rather
Hey.
do a computer than have sex with your wife.
Oh, in a computer, you could get everything you want.
And by the way, you know, he makes a good point. Once you jack off, everything's taken care of and done.
Yeah, but
it.
there's
You know,
a world of difference between jacking off and having sex with a real human being.
My
Well, if the real human being hates you, it's not that much fun.
Fred, you said human being, right?
I'm not going there, dude. You can dig your own grave.
Yeah. She's a good-looking girl, his wife, too.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you buy a Ferrari and it doesn't run,
Right. What good is it?
there you go, my man.
Maybe it's the driver.
Oh, fuck you, you cock.
Are you kidding? Sal knows what he's doing in bed.
I know what I'm crying.
I've seen him in that Speedo when he was like 16 years old. He must
Shitty, as usual. Thanks, Fred. Thanks for bringing that up.
What are you doing back on the